This is titled Flop After Flop. Woke Disney debate with Nerdrotic and the critical drinker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a fantastic reaction. So sit down, get some popcorn, because it's going to get good. It's going to get good. All right, guys, let's fucking do this. I see the popcorn in the chat.
Disney are the DEI department.
People want to go see diverse films, but
No,
they also
they
want to
don't.
see things.
We used to joke about they're just checking boxes.
By the way, whoever this is, she's based. She is based, okay? I'm telling you, I was shocked.
When they're literally checking boxes.
And they've stopped thinking about storytelling because they actually look down on the audience.
The woke brigade that's within their building.
They've got nowhere to go at this point.
They're just there for identity politics.
The House of Mouse is falling down. Disney's last 4 big releases have bombed at the box office. The company is currently no longer Hollywood's #1 film studio. Recent box office takings show even Marvel has lost its, Marvel. And critics say the reason is simple. Disney prioritized identity politics over entertainment, pushing messages audiences don't want or need to hear. So have they got a point? Well, to discuss all that and more, 2 titans of YouTube are returning to Uncensored by popular demand, Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic.
So really quick, guys, before we get into this video, I need to say something. And I said this on My Nerdy Home stream earlier today. I kind of jumped into her stream impromptu and just kind of because she was reacting to this and I wanted to say what I was going to say now. The beautiful thing about what we are looking at right here, right? What are we looking at? We're looking at Nerdrotic and we're looking at Critical Drinker, right? We're looking at two men on the YouTube platform, right? YouTube, not mainstream, not status quo, YouTube. 2 men in their fucking offices, right? 2 men in their offices are literally on Piers Morgan Uncensored, which would be considered mainstream news, or at least to some people, maybe not me, but still. The point I'm trying to make is that you're seeing 2 men that the mainstream industry tries to tell you doesn't matter. They've tried to ignore YouTubers. They've tried to ignore people like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic. Disney has tried to ignore them, pretend as if they don't exist, pretend as if they don't have a following, pretend as if what they're saying doesn't matter because it's just a small group of people that follows them. Those same people are now infiltrating mainstream. They got so big. These 2 people got so big on the YouTube platform that companies like Disney and mainstream access media could not ignore it anymore. And I think that is the most amazing thing about what we're seeing right now. Again, it is fucking incredible that these 2 men are literally here right now. All right? And here's the funny thing. It's not that it's even like Piers Morgan is not a huge show, okay? It's a pretty decent show, but I'm not going to say it's a huge show. It's got 2.5 million subscribers. This particular video got a lot of views. I can guarantee you it's because of Gary and Critical Drinker. But you got to remember, Nerdrotic gets 500,000 plus views a video himself with 1 million subscribers. So he's matching, if not exceeding, mainstream viewership. And the fact that he's coming on this show and they're considered mainstream when he's considered just a YouTuber, it's crazy. Because these quote unquote just a YouTubers are now in the spotlight. They tried to ignore them so much, they can't ignore them anymore. Now they're in the spotlight. So it's fucking incredible. So they both deserve everything they have. They both deserve a massive shout out. Seriously, because it is a big move. It is a big move for the YouTuber space, seeing these two guys meld into a show like Piers Morgan. I think it's fucking insane. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. And just big congrats to Gary and Critical Drinker. You guys are just fucking mad lads. All right, let's do this.
Otherwise known as Will and Gary, but I prefer your stage names, guys. We're going to stick to those. Also here to debate is uncensored contributor Esther Krakow and the author for the case for cancel culture, Ernest Owens.
This guy, yeah, I can't fucking stand this guy. You're not gonna like him in like 5 minutes. Watch.
Which is one of the worst name titles of a book.
Critical Drinker took his glasses off. Shit's real. Oh boy.
But we'll let that pass. All right, let's start with Disney because there's a huge civil war raging with Disney, with board members, investors, all trying to work out what is going wrong with the recent series of.
He looks gay? No, he is gay. He doesn't look gay. He is gay. He is.
Flops, because Disney is not used to having flops. Nelson Peltz, who's a
Raiden Kage for 2, showing love today and enjoying you guys. Thanks. Thank you, Raiden Kage. I appreciate you.
Serious investor in Disney, has criticized Disney's woke strategy in an interview with the Financial Times. He said, why do I have to have a Marvel movie that's all women? Not that I have anything against women, but why do I have to do that? Why do I need an all-black cast? What do you think of this? I mean, Critical Drinker, there's no doubt Disney's in a pretty poor run at the moment. How much of that is down to woking up the movies?
I mean, I think it's definitely a factor, but it's part of a much bigger picture that incorporates other issues like a general decline in story.
Anybody else weirded out whenever Critical Drinker takes off his glasses? I'm so not used to that. I'm just not used to
storytelling quality, a prioritization of quantity over quality, and yeah, like delving too much into identity politics, which by their nature are divisive. Of course they are. And so all of those different factors working together have slowly undermined their creative output to the point where all of their major franchises are failing. Star Wars is kind of a disaster at the moment. The Marvel Cinematic Universe that used to be this money printing behemoth is churned out flop after flop in recent years, and even their own their own unique animation movies like Wish,
Haunted Mansion flop, Pixar flops all over the place.
Yes, exactly.
Gary couldn't wait. Gary, man, Gary. That was funny. Gary's like, yep, that flop, this flop. Don't forget this flop. Yeah, he can't wait to just get in on them. It's crazy.
All of those different aspects of their creative output have flopped, and they've got nowhere to go at this point. Clearly, something has to change. What they're doing is not working anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Nerdrotic, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, a comic book tale featuring a strong female lead. The Marvels, a comic book movie featuring a diverse cast of strong female leads. Elemental, Disney's first animation featuring their first strong non-binary lead. All flops. Maybe a coincidence, maybe not. People who are intent on attacking Disney saying, well, this is because they're pursuing a strategy that's not based.
So before he continues, you got people who disingenuously try to say, oh, it's just coincidence. All of it's coincidence. All these flops that are happening back to back to back that are all usually the DEI focused movies, it's just coincidence. Like they just happen to be bad movies that have diverse characters in it. It's like after a while, man, you got to stop lying to yourself. You got to stop lying to people around you, right? Like you're pissing on me. You're telling me it's raining. It's not raining, bro. You're pissing on me. Like I know it, right? Like, come on. We gotta. After a while, you have to start to realize that maybe most of the world doesn't think like you. Maybe most of the world isn't for this DEI nonsense. Like you gotta start admitting it at some point. How many times do you just have to lie to yourselves? I mean, it's very clear.
Based on just producing great movies, they're pursuing a strategy trying to appease the woke brigade who will come hunting for them if they deviate from the woke worldview. Your thoughts?
The woke brigade that's within their building, right? So,
right.
We see all these third-party companies in gaming that's going off right now. But like Disney is that third-party company. They are the DEI department. Lucasfilm is the DEI department, and now Marvel is too. And it was really easy for comic book fans to figure this out because we read the comic books. She-Hulk, for example.
Well, see, that's the problem. They thought that they were smarter than the fans. You guys realize that, right? And I know we say that all the time. They really genuinely believe, and this goes for gaming too. It's not just Hollywood. It's not just movies. Like in gaming too, the developers think that they are smarter than the fans. They think that gamers and viewers of TVs and TV shows and movies are stupid. And to be fair, a lot of them are, but a lot of them are not also. And all it takes is one smart motherfucker to expose all your shit. That's all it takes. One person, let alone multiple hundreds, or if not thousands, right? All it takes is that one person to fuck you up and ruin your entire narrative. And now you're looking at two people with 3 million followers between each of them doing exactly that, fucking up their narrative. And it's just two guys. That's it. Just two guys. It's not even including all the other YouTubers that do the exact same thing. It's two. Just two.
Was a great comic book. It was reverent. It broke the fourth wall. That the famous run is by John Byrne. And I love the comic book. She-Hulk was a member of the Fantastic Four. This is one of my favorite female Marvel characters, and they destroyed her because they...
You know what's the beautiful thing about all this that I just realized, right? So the argument of people like this on the right side here, their argument, remember their argument? What was their argument again? What was their argument again, chat? Their argument was something along the lines of, look at all these grown losers arguing over superheroes, fake superhero characters. They're just fake superhero characters for kids. Why do you care? They're just for kids. Why do you care? Comic books are for kids. And here you have 5 literal adults, maybe on the right side, not so much. You have 5 literal adults on this screen talking about superhero characters. You got 5 adults. And yet you're gonna have all these weirdos try to pretend as if, oh, this shit doesn't care, it's for kids. Really? If it's for kids and it didn't matter, why the fuck is there 4 adults on Piers Morgan's show talking about this stuff?